You're gonna give me my fucking money back.
Excuse me, sir. There's a young man in here.
Excuse me, it's ma'am.
It is ma'am.
I can call the police if you'd like me to. You need to settle down.
You need to settle down and mind your business.
Okay? Ma'am. Once again, ma'am.
All right. Well, since you have learned absolutely nothing, I am hereby stripping you of all your princess points.
I apologize. Motherfucker! I apologize now.
Hey everybody, Roger here, and I also want to let you know I do have a special guest today. My little buddy over here. We were on the road driving from Colorado back to Phoenix. Had an awesome trip, and yeah, had a great time. We had a bit of a snowstorm for the last 2 days and been shoveling. It seemed like forever yesterday, and snow blowing and whatever. No snow blowjobs.
You have a hard time with snow? Eppa, call me. I wanna blow you. Snow?
Snow blowjobs.
Anyways, I want to talk to you guys today about another video that came out last year. It was about maybe a week ago, and I'm sorry, it's all old news. I've been on vacation. I want to talk about all this stuff, and it's intriguing to me. This one is about the GameStop transgender woman, man, whatever you want to call her, him, it, he, she, that Pat. Pat from Saturday Night Live, if anybody ever remembers that.
Pat, is that a banana in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me?
No, it's a banana.
Whatever you want to call this person is not going to be getting my respect anymore going forward. I can respect somebody who is wanting to transition. That's the American way. If you want to go ahead and do whatever you want, botch your body up, or change your gender, or if you feel like you're trapped, yeah, go ahead and do what you want. It is your life. It is your life. I have absolutely zero issue with it. I do, however, have an issue with people actually saying that it's a big deal if you do not know that they are a sir or a ma'am or whatever, and they've only just met you. I have a huge deal on that. So this cashier at GameStop calls this, it's a 1 minute, 30-second or 50-second long video, less than 2 minutes. You guys should go watch it if you haven't already. It's pretty hysterical the way that this guy went aggro on the GameStop cashier.
Motherfucker, take it outside. If you want to call me sir again, I will show you a fucking sir. I apologize. Motherfucker, I apologize.
So anyways, I'm going to call her him, her, he, she, it, that Pat. I will call that person he, ma'am.
Taylor, could you put your finger here for a second?
Because he wanted to be called ma'am. So I'm going to call him he, ma'am.
Uh-oh. I love the fresh air at this altitude, but I'm not so sure I like the view.
So he, ma'am, ends up getting very triggered at the cashier and says, I am a ma'am. And then says that at the same time to the woman, old lady who looks like Rose from the Golden Girls or something from the back of the head.
The man's a man.
Probably buying Grand Theft Auto for her grandson, or maybe she's buying it for herself. I'm judging. Ends up, you know, the he-ma'am turns to her and says, it's ma'am. You know, very, very aggressive. And so this person was aggravating and freaking out the customers and the cashier. So the cashier is probably like freaking out, like, okay, you know, well, I'm sorry, let me help you out, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And he got mad that, or he, ma'am, got mad at the fact that GameStop cashier called he, ma'am, a sir again. Stormed out, screaming off the top of her lungs, stormed out, not screaming, but screaming. Stormed out, kicked something along the way out, like a rack or something, and then proceeded to go through the doors. But then before she went through the doors, he-ma'am said, I want your corporate number, and walked back up to the cashier, I guess got the number or something, and again, just made a stink. This person went aggro. You can't tell me you don't have mental issues if you're going aggro, kicking shit around, expect people who don't know you to just automatically assume that you want to be called something. You're a fucking asshole. And this is why I have left the LGBTQ community and all it stood for years ago. I left it probably before it was even popular to do so. I think I was only part of it when it was LGBT, and then the Q came and everybody just went crazy, and everything pi. Let's insert the pi symbol afterwards because that's all it is. It's nonsense now. It's not trying to bring and make a community of gay, lesbian alliances anymore. It's about forcing an ideology onto everybody, whether they want to abide by it or not. That is not what life is about. I don't want to force my lifestyle, my ideologies on anybody. My political affiliation, my associations, whatever. I don't even force that on my partner. My partner thinks a certain way and I think a certain way. And we have a mutual respect. And we learn from each other. I mean, there's things I learn from him in regards to politics. And again, same with the LGBTQ pi community. There used to be good things about it. Now it's all about indoctrination.
You know, Sweet Pea, I like a nice firm ass. You need to go to the gym.
Yes, sir.
Pedophilia. Again, if you misgender somebody, they consider it offensive. Fucking ridiculous. No, stop it with that. You don't get to force your ideologies on anybody. I don't get to do that. I don't want to have people be forced to like me. I don't want people to be forced to be okay with homosexuality. If they're not, they're not, and that's their thing. Let them be who they want to be. Let them learn along the way, and if they don't want to learn, or again, maybe I'm in the wrong, I don't know. And this is why there is no such thing as putting one group on top of another. Nobody knows who's right or wrong in this whole situation. Or all we know is this. This is all I think everybody should know or knows. We're all Americans. We're all people. We all have a right to do what we want with our bodies, our lives, and live a certain way. But we don't have a right to force this on anybody else. He-Man, you had no right to force this person. And I think you're probably going to have this person lose their job or something. I sure hope not. I don't know the backstory now anymore. But you do not have a right to try to force this person to call you a certain thing. I don't know. It's just it's ridiculous, because again, it's reaching on beyond that as well. You know, this is basically trying to indoctrinate the average person, making them very afraid. This person probably didn't even know what the hell. He was scared, and he was probably behind the counter like, oh my god, I'm gonna get my ass kicked by this weirdo. And that's how I would look at this guy, as a weirdo as well. I'm not looking at him as part of this community. Well, then again, the LGBTQ community, the majority of it now is all fucking weird. I don't know what is going on in that community anymore, and I'm so glad I left it a while back. I respect certain people in it, and I have friends who are still part of it, and they have their own ideologies and stuff, and they have their reasons for staying in there that I maybe don't understand, and vice versa. They don't understand why I leave. But we still love each other. We don't want to just, maybe some of them do want to force their ideologies on others. I don't. I'd rather you hate me or like me, whether I'm gay or straight or whatever or not. I'd rather you have your own choice about it. No indoctrination. This is why the LGBTQ community is no longer my friend anymore. So anyways, what are you guys' thoughts about He-Man?
It is ma'am.
He-Man and the master of the GameStop universe. Do you guys think that He-Man, that the cashier should automatically know that every person that comes in needs to be adhered to by their pronouns and whatever you don't know? You're just there fucking ringing up games. That's all you're doing. You don't get paid enough, GameStop employee, to be dealing with that bullshit. So, do you think that this He-Man has a right to be called whatever they want in this type of a situation where the person doesn't know anything about He-Man? The cashier doesn't know anything about He-Man. Rose from the Golden Girls.
The man's a man.
The customer behind He-Man didn't know anything about He-Man. Do you think that people should just be forced? And do you think it should be a crime to misgender somebody? Oh my God, this world that we're getting into. Or do you kind of side with me where you should just be able to call people whatever you want, not give a shit? Again, legally though, I mean, if there's like if I don't care if somebody calls me a faggot, I really don't, or a gay person, or homo, you homo. So what? I don't care. I've gotten over this shit long time ago when I let go of that ego. I used to have an ego. I don't anymore, or everybody has an ego, but mine is probably not as triggered as a lot of other people. I used to get offensive at quite a bit of things. I used to think the world owed me. I used to think I was supposed to be, I don't know, I was a victim. I used to think I was a victim because I was gay, because I grew up poor. But no, all these things are a danger that lead you nowhere. And this He-Man, you do not have a right to do that to anybody. Anyways, I went on for a long time. Clyde over here has decided to turn his back against us. But what are you guys' thoughts? Let me know in the comments below. Like, hate, subscribe, unsubscribe, share. I love it all. Peace out.
Well, I'm going to ask you for the 5th time to stop calling me a man, because quite clearly I am not.
I love the fresh air at this altitude, but I'm not so sure I like the view.
I will get you that number right now.